Hey y'all, did you know one of the easiest things for you to eat that is plant-based whole food is Mexican food? And it's my absolute favorite. Win-win, baby! So today, check this out. I'm going to show y'all how we make our own street tacos, fajitas, you can call them whatever you want, burritos, I don't care, it's yummy, and cilantro lime rice. Let's begin. That. Anyway, so what we're going to start with is a half a cup Today I'm going to show you how to make So be blessed, here we go. Okay, so let's begin on this plant-based, whole food, oil-free cilantro rice. Bugsy says hi. Anyways, so you're going to start with a cup of rice. We use the brown basmati rice, just because that's what we like. You get it at Trader Joe's. You can use whatever kind of rice you like, but rinse it first. It's very important, I think, when using your Instant Pot to rinse it first. That helps to add a little bit more moisture. So 1 cup. Did I say that? 1 cup. Piece of rice just flew down my shirt. Then, get that. So Instant Pot uses a 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 cup of rice and 1 cup of water. I know, it freaks you out. And you're used to using a whole lot more water when you cook rice. But Instant Pot, because it builds up the steam, you actually lose less water than if you're boiling it on the stove. So you can actually, you lose yet less, so you can use less. Confusing. Instant Pot actually has a really great page on their website where it breaks down why you rinse your rice, how long to cook your rices, and things like that. So it's kind of cool. You need to read it. So in here we have a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of salt and 1 bay leaf. So we're going to mix all that in. And then depending on the rice you use will depend on how long you cook it. Because we use brown rice, it does take like 25 minutes. But like a white basmati rice, I think takes like 5. So things like that. You don't want to use the rice button on your Instant Pot. This is not supposed to be an Instant Pot tutorial, but here we are. Because that's more for your parboiled rice. So if you're using parboiled rice, most definitely use that. But if you're using any other kind of rice, dried, you want to do the manual. So you're going to put the lid on it. Those happy noises again. And you're going to do manual. You have to go up to 12 minutes. I'm sorry, 25 minutes. And here's the trick with rice. If you've cooked rice in it before and it sticks to the bottom. Why it's doing that is because you didn't let the steam release naturally for 10 minutes. So you need to not touch that valve after it's done cooking for 10 minutes. Otherwise, it could cause it to stick. Another thing is the keep warm button. Right here, you don't want that on. So you know how like you could cook something in there and when it's done cooking the timer's up, the keep warm will come on and keep your food warm. Well, what that does, it'll keep your rice cooking. And so it can become mush and stick to the bottom and things like that. So you want to do the time that Instant Pot suggests for the type of rice you're using, and then don't touch the valve for 10 minutes and no keep warm. Got it? Okay. See y'all in 25 minutes for me, but maybe a couple for y'all if you're using regular rice. Okay. See you soon. Okay, so our Instant Pot is done. The steam is releasing naturally, and I just wanted to show y'all a really quick kind of cilantro-ish, pico-ish, I guess, recipe that I love. It's actually a recipe I found years ago that was part of a bigger recipe, and I just love this salsa so much that I just make it all the time. So you're going to take 1 cup of corn. It can be fresh or frozen. This is 1 small red onion diced. And then this is 2 seeded plum tomatoes or tomatoes. And then 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro. Something y'all can learn about me. I love cilantro. I love it. It can be on everything. I put it on my cereal if I could. As much as Steve likes spicy hot stuff, I love cilantro. God's perfect herb. And now you're going to add a 1/2 cup, Lord have mercy, 1/2 teaspoon. Do not put a 1/2 cup. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And pepper to taste, but add about 1/4 teaspoon. Because again, remember, you can add more, but you can't take away. And then you're going to add about a tablespoon of lime juice. Ooh. 1 lime, depending on the size of your limes. Then you're going to mix it up and let it sit for 15 minutes. And all of those flavors are going to get like happy in there. And it's so beautiful. And look how beautiful and colorful it is, y'all. So we're going to let this sit and see y'all in a few minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. So we're going to release any more steam. There's not any. Open this up. We're going to fluff it a little. Take out that bay leaf. Come there, Mr. Bay Leaf. I don't know where to put you. It's right there. Kind of fluff it up. Perfectly cooked rice. To this, because it's cilantro. This is like really finely chopped, but it's about 1/2 bunch of cilantro with the stems. Not the bigger stems, but the smaller ends with the stems. My dog just sneezed. Bless you. Dump that in there. Now you're going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of lime juice to it. Give this a stir, and it is beautiful. Look at that. Yummy cilantro lime rice. So there you have it. Cilantro lime and a pico-y salsa. Okay, so you could very easily buy refried beans. A lot of refried beans are made with lard. Who knew? We don't want lard. No lard here. So I'm going to show you how we make our own refried beans. Again, this is another thing that we've done even before we were plant-based. There's a reason we're called plant-based foodies, because we're foodies and we have always been unafraid to do things in the kitchen to make our own recipes. And that's just kind of the way we've been our whole marriage. So here we go. So you're going to take 1 can of black beans undrained to a skillet. And then you're going to take another can of black beans drained and a can of kidney beans or pinto beans or whatever you have. Normally we use kidney, but we have pinto on hand, so that's what we're using. Okay, mix that up. Now really the only liquid is that from that 1 can of beans. If you do see it kind of start to thicken, you can add a little bit of vegetable broth. And then to this, we are going to add a 1/2 can of Rotel, undrained, but there's not really a lot of liquid in it. It's a great way to use up some leftovers from things. And then in here, we have a tablespoon of onion powder and garlic powder, a tablespoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and that's your seasonings, and that's going to go in. So you're going to cook this about 10 minutes. I guess that'll help turn my burner on. And let the seasonings and stuff really start to get in those beans. And then there's another, gosh, this already smells really good. Anyways, we're going to cook it 10 minutes, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so after about 10 minutes, your beans, they smell and taste amazing. and we're just going to take our potato masher and start mashing them. Now, I mean, they're canned, so they're already pretty soft, and so it doesn't take a lot of strength to do it. Now, we don't like refried beans that are just like mush. You know, you gotta, I'm not going to tell you what Steve calls it, but you go to Taco Bell, and it's all just like parade. You know, it's like just glue. It's mushy, mushy, mushy. Actually, my first job ever when I was 16 was Taco Bell. I know how they make it, and it starts from a powder that they add water to. That is not refried beans. Their meat is the same way, too, so think about that next time you go there. So anyway, we leave quite a bit whole because we like the meat of it. So mash this a little bit. And then meet me over at the island, and I'll show you how we assemble these. Let's show you how we assemble ours. So you're just going to take, we like this is actually a fajita size tortilla. You can definitely use a taco size or a burrito size. My favorite is actually the street tacos, which are even smaller than this little guy, if you can imagine that. So you're going to take that and you're going to add just a little bit of the rice, and the rice just kind of keeps things from leaking through and getting yucky. Building burritos are kind of funny because you think you're just adding a little bitty bit of things, and at the end it's like overflowing. You can't close it. Or tacos. And then a little bit of the beans. See how yummy this is looking? And then I just sauteed some onions and bell peppers, a little bit of garlic. I used the same seasonings that we put in our beans. The only thing different I added was a little bit of vegetable broth so that they wouldn't stick to my pan. And then I added just like a drop of liquid smoke and like a drop or two of like the Bragg's liquid aminos, which is a soy alternative. So you can use that. That's what Steve likes, is like the sauteed fajita style vegetables. It's already growing really big. Then, oops. Whatever. This is just some torn romaine lettuce. You can't have tacos without lettuce. And some of our salsa that we made. That is delicious. Not gonna lie, I've been eating quite a bit of it. And then a little bit of more tomato and some fresh avocado. You can most definitely make some guac if you want to. We just kind of like it fresh. Avocado on my hand. And then to that, I need taco stand holder things. To this, I have our rockin' cheese sauce, which is in another video. And then this is our chipotle ranch. You can most definitely make the sour cream. You can omit it altogether, but it's delicious on these tacos, y'all. And that is it. That is how we do it, and they are amazing. So make sure you like and subscribe and share and try the recipes, and be blessed, y'all. Bye.